I have to keep unmuting. I was about to start talking for a solid minute, and this thing started with me muted. Okay. So I'm going to go over exactly what I have contributed to this entire project, and everything in this character model.js file I have made myself, with maybe a little bit of help from Trevor, just more so inspiration for validating input and making sure that what people are trying to put into our server isn't going to break it. And everything in here, maybe minus the validation steps, I have written myself. The others has just been copied and pasted from elsewhere. And just validating everything, and I've trying to get a start for whenever people create their characters to as they're creating and setting it up, they're setting new values and new stuff into the database to begin with. This is what I figured the character model file is supposed to be, and what Trevor and I have discussed and agreed on. And I've also went through all the other files I've seen, just trying to keep caught up, and I've noticed that there may be more, but I noticed that there was a lot of typos in the documentation, and some places where he was very clearly doing copying and pasting, and forgot to change some of the values he had in the variables, so they are all more or less holding the exact same value. So I went and changed it so that way they held all separate values whenever they need to. And I was only able to start getting to that today. I plan on from now till whenever we have to publish and go over and present our project, making sure that everything is at least neat, tidy, and trying to fix typos where I see them in the documentation. And maybe if there's like copy and paste errors or issues, I can kind of sort that out. And also trying to help reduce the amount of hard coding that was in from last time, because there's a lot less hard coding this time than whenever we did our first update video. And it's working. Right now we're kind of hitting at least I am hitting a login issue where I can create a character and create an account and everything, and I can get to the login page, but I can't get past that. It might just be my end. I'll talk to Trevor about that and see if he can help me get that fixed. But what I've done was get the character model complete. Like, it's not complete yet, but most of it is done and mostly fleshed out. And what I'm going to be doing is, what I've also done was put some like default 0 to a lot of places in the database for the skills and saving throws, modifiers, and a lot of other places, and checking for it to be between 0 and 30 in a couple of places, because I noticed that we were lacking that at the beginning, and to me at least, it makes a bit more visual sense to see a 0 on a screen, or a 0 for like just representing that there's nothing there, than just seeing just something blank. It's just, for me, visually easier to see, and it's probably a bit easier on our counter as well that we have implemented. So, I've defaulted a few places that need to 0 that needed to be, and yeah, otherwise the database hasn't really changed that much, except for maybe making the inventory database on its own, so that way it's just a bit more separated from the sheet itself and kind of its own thing. So yeah, what I've mostly done was this character model and fixing up some typos and errors I've seen along the way in all of these files. So, if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, please feel free to message me, or yeah, feel free to message me. I do have my own URL for this website working. I just need to post it after I upload this video. So yeah, that's about all I've done.